Hey everybody, I'm Bronwyn from Divine Inner Alchemy. Welcome to my YouTube or Vimeo channel, wherever you're watching this. Um, and also welcome to week 2 in the series of meditation videos I'm doing at the moment called Meditation Made Easy. So last week we did the body posture 7-point posture check, and today we're going to do meditation on the breath. This is my go-to. It's the thing that I use the most often. Um, and I really enjoy it. I use the breath because the breath, like the body, is with you wherever you go. So you don't need to have if you do a candle, you've got to have a candle or a flower, but with the breath, it's always there. Wherever you are, there's your breath. So for me, also breathing is a way to regulate our stress levels. So you can have a look at do some research on that yourself. There's lots of research out there about the breath and how you can use the breath to calm yourself down. So, um, is the thing that controls our parasympathetic and sympathetic nervous systems, which control our flight and fight responses. So, having a handle on your breath and being able to control it, or be aware of it rather than, yeah, control it, be aware of it is a really good way to manage stress and anxiety if you're somebody who suffers from those things. So, um, most of our parts of our body we don't even need to think about. You don't need to think about making your heart beat to get the blood circulating around your body. You don't need to think about digesting your food, although it's probably good if you do to think about what you're putting into your body and how that's affecting your digestion. But you don't need to actually think about the digesting of your food for it to work. You don't need to think about how your muscles work. You don't need to, there's so many parts of our systems in our body we don't, it's just automatic. It's just done. And the breath is also one of those, but it is pretty much the only one that you can have control over if you wish to. So you can slow your breath down um, if you wish to. And that's the thing that I find very helpful. Um, and as I said, when it comes to meditating, it's my go-to. It's the thing that I use as my focus of meditation more, like 99% of the time. It's what I'll use. So I'm going to guide us through um, meditating on the breath. So there's a couple of different things you can focus on with meditating on the breath. Today we're going to just use counting, okay? Because you can focus on the breath, you can just actually just watch it coming in and out of your body, but your mind gets bored of that very quickly and it'll just start to wander. So you got to do something to make your mind interested in watching the breath. And so counting is one of those methods that you can use. So yeah, that's about, I think probably the last thing another thing I'd like to say about the breath is that um, in those times of stress and anxiety, if you take your focus and your awareness to your breath and you start watching it coming in and out and you start to slow it down and particularly with stress to reduce the stress is if you make the out breath longer than the in breath. You start to slow your breath down and you consciously make that out breath longer than the in breath. And if you do that just for 3 to 5 minutes or even just 3 minutes, it will definitely make a difference to your stress level, especially if you're consciously, as you're breathing out, you're consciously asking your body to relax and your nervous system to relax. So now, like all things, it needs practice because, in times of stress and anxiety, the chances of you actually remembering that that's what you need to do if you don't practice it are pretty slim. So that's where meditating on the breath comes in as well, and something that's really handy. Okay, so let's just get into it. So I'm just going to run over. So apologies to anyone who's watched my other videos with this first one and this second one, as I'm going to just run over again quickly. One as a reminder to you, but also for anyone who's just seeing this particular video for the first time. So just find somewhere comfortable to sit. I do recommend sitting in a chair. If you do yoga or your body's flexible and you can sit on the ground in lotus position or half lotus or, even just sitting cross-legged, you can do that. If you're doing that, I do recommend that you sit on a cushion, not completely on the cushion, but just have it so that it's sort of under your tailbone, um, with part of your buttocks not on the cushion. Or if you have are on a cushion, you can stick another one underneath you so that it just gives that. It gives what you're wanting to do is to have it so that your hips are tilting forward and that your knees are lower than your hips. Then that helps you keep a straight back, and that's a much better position to be meditating in. But for most people, sitting in a chair is the most comfortable place to sit. So find a chair that has a reasonably straight back. As I mentioned in my other video, my experience of sitting in many different chairs is that not very many of them are particularly conducive to sitting with a straight back. So if you find that's the case, then just use a cushion. You see, I've got one here behind me, and that I just use that to sit behind me so that I can keep a straight back, but still kind of lean back and have some support from that, but my back is still straight. Sit with your feet on the floor, legs are uncrossed, feet are flat on the floor. And your hands can just be sitting comfortably, either palm up or palm down on your legs, resting on your legs. Or if you wish to have a particular meditation hand posture, which I do, because for me it's part of that thing of signaling to my brain and my beingness that I'm meditating now. So for me, my favorite one is like what they do in Buddhist meditation, which is one hand cupped in front inside the other. They will do a particular left hand on top of right, or I don't know what they do, but to me, that's not important. If it's important to you, look it up and do it that way, but it's not important to me. It's just I have my hands cupped one in front of one inside the other like this, and then my thumb tips are lightly touching like that. Um, if you want, you can use one of the Indian mudras. So, you can have this is the most common one, I think, for meditating, that the index finger and the thumb are lightly touching the fingertips, and these other three fingers are straight together. And then you just have those resting on your knees. Um, there's no right or wrong. Just do whatever is comfortable for you. Um, yeah, so I'm just going to take my glasses off. So I invite you just to sit comfortably in a chair. You can close your eyes if you wish, or you can have your eyes slightly open, have a soft gaze about at a point on the floor or somewhere 45 degrees in front of you. I do recommend, I spoke about this in my other video, that I do recommend trying to meditate with your eyes, at least practicing sometimes to meditate with your eyes open for a little while. Me, I started learning with my eyes closed, so I'm just so used to doing that that's where I automatically go to. But I am practicing, and I have been for a while, is opening my eyes every now and then. And the reason I suggest that is because it helps. So for me and for many other people, one of the reasons that they meditate is to bring more peace and calm and clarity into your life. And what I've noticed is, I've met people who meditate a lot and they're all peaceful and calm while they're meditating. But in life, sometimes it's really hard to tap into. So this is the suggestion of this is why I suggest, and many other people suggest, to keep your eyes open, because then it kind of tunes your body into being able to feel that peaceful, centered space with your eyes open, which helps you to then bring that into your life when you're going about your day-to-day business, your day-to-day activities. If you're used to having that feeling when your eyes open, you can more easily tap into it without having to actually close your eyes, because it's not always convenient to close your eyes, right? If you're feeling stressed. Yeah. Um, okay, so I'm going to just quickly run through your posture. My last video was basically focused on your posture, but I'm just going to quickly run through it now. So as I said, your feet are placed firmly on the floor, legs are uncrossed. Your back is nice and straight. You don't want to be stiff, but your back is nice and straight. Your shoulders are down, so allow your shoulders to drop away from your ears and just open them up slightly. You don't want it to be uncomfortable, but just open them up slightly to open up that chest and heart area. You can tuck your chin slightly in down a little bit. You don't want it right down like this, but you do want to tuck it just a little bit, and that keeps the back of the neck straight. And then also just visualize, this is what helps me, is just visualizing a cord from the crown of my head, just pulling me up. That helps keep my back and spine straight and my neck as well. Yep, okay, let's get into it. So just do all of those things, feet flat on the floor, back nice and straight, shoulders down, head just floating on your shoulders, neck straight. The chin and jaw are relaxed and loose, and the mouth is slightly open, and you can rest your tongue on the back of your top front teeth. And when you've done that, just bring your attention to your breath. So just begin to notice your breath. Begin to notice it coming in through your nostrils into your body, down into your chest, watching the rise and fall of your chest or your abdomen area. And with each new breath in, allow it to just slow down, consciously slow the breathing down. And also just take it deeper. So taking deeper breaths. Many of us breathe very shallowly into our chests and not into our belly. So you can test that out by just putting one hand on your chest and one hand on your belly, and then as you breathe, see which one expands first. Is it your chest or is it your belly? So if it's your chest, then consciously see if you can draw that breath down into your belly. Okay, the deeper you can make your breath, the better it is for your health, the better it is for your stress levels. So just watching that breath come in and out. With each new breath in, taking it deeper and slowing it down. And with each out breath, consciously asking and allowing your body to relax. Just letting any tension and any tightness, any stress or worries just fall away. Even if it's just these few moments that we're meditating for. You may even like to just do a nice big sigh outwards. Just allowing any tension, any worries, any stress just to fall away. So as I said, the mind gets bored very easily with watching the breath. So one of the techniques you can use to keep your mind interested in the breath is to count. Okay, so we're going to start that now. So just breathing in, breathing out. 1. Breathing in, breathing out. 2. Breathing in, breathing out. 3. Breathing in, breathing out. 4. Breathing in, breathing out. 5. Breathing in, Breathing out, 6. Breathing in, breathing out, 7. And so we're going to start that again. We'll go back to 1. And just if your breath is at a different rate than mine, then go at your own pace. So breathing in, breathing out, 1. Breathing in, breathing out, 2. Breathing in, breathing out, 3. Breathing in, breathing out, 4. Breathing in, breathing out, 5. Breathing in, breathing out, 6. Breathing in, breathing out, 7. Breathing in, breathing out, 1. Breathing in, breathing out, 2. Breathing in, breathing out, 3. Breathing in, breathing out, 4. Breathing in, breathing out, 5. Breathing in, breathing out, 6. Breathing in, breathing out, 7. Breathing in, breathing out, 1. Breathing in, breathing out, 2. Breathing in, breathing out, 3. Breathing in, breathing out, 4. Breathing in, breathing out, 5. Breathing in, breathing out, 6. Breathing in, breathing out, 7. And so I'm going to give some silent space for you to practice this on your own. And if your mind wanders, be okay with that because the mind will wander. But when you notice it wandering, congratulate yourself and then just gently bring your awareness back to your breath and start again at 1. And it doesn't matter how many times you do this. Okay? The object of this is just to keep your attention on your breath. If you can get to 7 without being distracted, that's fabulous. But if you don't, and sometimes you won't, there's days where I am lucky to make it to 3. And as I said, the object is just to keep bringing your awareness back to your breath. So just keep bringing it back and start again at 1. So on your next breath in, just bringing your attention back to your breath if your mind has wandered. If your mind is still focused on your breath, then bring an attention and awareness to your body. And if you had wandered and your mind is back on your breath, then now bring your attention to your body as well. Feeling your feet flat on the floor, connected to the earth, grounded in the earth's energies. Becoming aware of the rest of your body. Feel your buttocks on the seat or the cushion, wherever you're sitting. Become aware of the surroundings around you, the room that you're in, where you are in that room. You may like to wriggle your fingers, your toes, roll your shoulders, move your head around. Just move your body in whatever way it wants to move. This helps you bring you fully back into your body. And just reminding you that this sense of peace and calm that you may have started to feel from the meditating and focusing on your breath, that this feeling is there within you all of the time. It's just the busyness of our lives and our minds make us forget about it. So it's always there. It's always there for you to tap into. All you have to do is just bring your awareness to your breath. To spend a few moments, a few minutes, whenever you're feeling stressed or whenever you wish to feel that peaceful feeling, and just tap into it. And the more often you do that throughout the day, the easier it becomes. So there's been times when I've had work and was working in childcare. I'm not anymore, but I was working in childcare, which is a very stressful job. But there are many other stressful jobs. And so sometimes I would just say, I've got to go to the toilet. And I would go to the toilet and just sit on the toilet and just take a few moments in there by myself to just bring my awareness to my breath and just calm myself down. And then I could go back out and be a better educator. So you can do that anytime you like. So how did you go with that? I'm really curious. If you wish to share how you went with that, you can put that in a comment below. So the other thing I also did want to say is with the counting, you can just do what we practiced, and that's just counting from 1 to 7 and then stopping and just keep doing that round and round and round. If you want to make it more challenging for yourself or give your mind something a little bit more of a challenge, then you can count higher if you like. I like to go in rounds of 7. Don't ask me why, I just do. But you can count to whatever you like. You might make your target 10. You might make it 7, you might make it 14, you might make it 21, right? So if you can get from 0 to 21 without being distracted, then, kudos to you. That's fabulous. You can make that as a goal to reach if you want. Set yourself that goal. Doesn't matter if you don't reach it. It's just the important thing is actually establishing the practice of meditation. So just sitting down every day, if you can, but at least I would say 4 or 5 days a week. Every day is better, but yeah, if you can do that on a regular basis, then you will soon see the benefits of meditating. And you don't need to do it for long periods of time when you're first starting out. If you can, fabulous. If you can sit and meditate every day for 15 to 20 minutes, then brilliant. do it, I would say. But my experience is most people can't actually do that. You can do it for a little while, but then it just gets, life gets in the way, right? We get busy and we don't, oh, I don't have the time to meditate today. I'll do it tomorrow. And then tomorrow comes and we go, oh, yeah, no, I don't have the time again today. We'll do it tomorrow. And then before you know it, 3 weeks have passed and you haven't done any meditating. At least that's been my experience anyway, when I first started out. So now I kind of make it a habit to do it every day if I can. It's not every day I do it, but most days I do it. The other thing with the counting is if you want to make it also more interesting, you can get to 7 and then you can go backwards. So you can count 1, 2 to 7, and then when you get to 7, you can go 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You can do that with whatever number you choose to um, count to. Okay, well, I hope you've enjoyed that. I hope that you've found some peace and calmness while you meditated along with me. If you do like it, then please hit the like or subscribe button. Share it amongst your friends on your social media platforms. That would be really handy and helpful to me. And yeah, I look forward to seeing you in another week's time for week 3. Yeah. Okay. All right. Much love, everybody. Bye for now.